hogging a hole through the cylinder head. I don't know if it got enough room on the bit. Close right there. Oh, no, that's it. I'm gonna use 7.3 valve guides as pilots for the distance on the connecting rod. Right there, from the big end to the small end of the connecting rod. And we're in R&D mode right now. Oh, I'm in hard bottom right there. Right there, you see where I was bottoming out way down there in the bottom of the screen. That's where this bottom of this bit right here, the hole, my bit wasn't long enough to go all the way through, not for the entire ball. So I couldn't get that through. Let's take a look at how this guide is gonna work. Cutting through this cavity. Damn, that takes a long time. Oh no. When we hit a hard spot, that's just the pilot. That's why I needed that ball mill that I used for the first 8mm, because these are crooked surfaces. I needed it to cut through it. I'm seeing the flutes wobbling around. Cutting over there on the far edge. Definitely like to chop back everything up before I go moving the picture. There's shit's everywhere in here. And now I want to cut the top off of this. So in order to cut that off, my screw and my top cutter is messed up, so I'm drilling that out. Look at what happens when I started that, right? But I'm just doing it with a drill by hand. I'm not putting it in a machine or anything. And then I can go ahead and put this pilot in. This pilot will go down inside of that. It'll go up in that top cutter and go down in there and pilot it, run it down and shave that thing down smooth. Hope was almost lost, and then I got it. Let's hope the threads aren't too boogered up. It almost got into the threads. Look at that right there. Close though, but we got it. So far, this is what I've come up with. That is solid. Pilot going through a guide into our puck and going down to the guide. This is 6.929, I think, is the stock measurement. I could just put a nut on this side and a nut on that side and then indicate it side to side for each rod. So our rod length is set right here. These over here, I think it's this one and this one is 4,000 shy. It'll actually cut this 4,000s closer to bring protrusion down a little bit, just in case we have to cut a bunch off a block. We never really want to make them longer, I doubt, but we could make them a little shorter in the bushing of the connecting rod. I'm gonna leave it big because I want to leave about, how much do you think? How much do you think I ought to leave to hone out? I want to be 1,000th bigger than this pin on the final hole. So 1.338. Over here it's clear, but you come over here to this side and it touches right there. It binds. Drops in right there, and drops in there. This is actually fits really good inside of a new bushing. Let's open one real quick. This is Molly 2233671. Yeah, see, so when we put them in, that is supposed to fit tight to locate it center. My original thought was putting a 7.3 guide in here too, cutting it down just like I did that one. If this had a new bushing in it right here, then this guy would go right down over that pilot and locate it centered this way. You know, I guess I could use these other holes over here, see if that hole in this hole is good for 4,000s under, because if it's 4,000s under, let's see where that hits. Maybe, I mean, we just measured them. We tried to get it close. I'm just gonna go off of this rod. Maybe I ought to put another rod on there too and make sure, just to check our 6.929 connecting rod length. We're blueprinting connecting rods is what we're doing right now. That's a couple thousandths right there. That'll change protrusion. That'll actually make the rod longer. Because when we was drilling these holes, we was using the mill and walking over the length, the distance. Well, maybe that one's it right there. It'll make it just a fraction shorter. If I take it over here and I drop it down in there, I can spin it all the way around, So this is shorter than a factory size, and it hits right there. Go around until it falls back in again. Right there. And then it spins all the way around until it hits. So it will make the rod shorter. Now the question is going to be how much shorter? I've got the engine over there sitting. I really thought about putting this rod in, checking protrusion, pressing the bearing, the bushing out, doing the bushing, doing everything we're going to do. I guess use this hole and then see how much it drops the protrusion. And then I'll know that that hole is right. So, I mean, that's the only time I'm gonna have to run over and double check it on the engine is on the very first one to figure out what links we're gonna use. Because if it's this second hole over here, and those are the ones we're gonna use, then when it's time to put bushings in, I'll just press the bushing and bring it straight over here and just bore it out. It'll be actually pretty freaking fast. I was having problems with rod bushings being crooked. The piston would be crooked. It was when I was measuring protrusion on both sides, this side and this side of the piston was way off. Sometimes they were as much as 8 thousandths different when I had to hone out all of the bushing material. Okay, so I'm using the paper so it's not scratching the deck, but I had to use a scrap wrench to cut. This is my small side bushing. And I went ahead and put a guide in it.
You can see the point of the shop vac now.
There's never going to be a connecting rod on this fixture with a used bushing, so I should go ahead and press that out and go ahead and press this bushing in, and then we'll have a solid fixture. The only thing I'm left with is to lock this down side to side like that. How a job site should be covered, especially if you're working with crap that rusts. You fold the plastic over it and then put a blanket on top of it. 4 hours before this happened, this table was clean. I had to spend all kinds of time with that. My standard was absolutely seized on there. Anytime you got 2 thread chaser kits and a freaking left-hand extractor kit, yeah, that might. I got the 7.3 valve guide tool in the freaking DeWalt cordless drill. 8mm guides for all of my locating for this. So let's say that's on there and that's in, right there. This is a new bushing that's pressed in. Theoretically, it's real tight, and that will allow me to at least get a center this way. So at number 8 rod, I got the stock bushing. I'm gonna take the stock bushing, let's put it in the engine, and let's check protrusion. That is our imaginary connecting rod right there. So I've got a couple different holes. I mean, ideally, I would go ahead and check every single hole. Okay, we're gonna check this one, whatever the protrusion is. Whatever this moves it, hopefully it doesn't move it too much. Check the same rod on the same journal in the same block twice or 3 times, or I guess 8 freaking times. Right here we got 2 thousandths, over 2. It's supposed to be 1. It's 100% more than it should be. So we got these bearings here, but we're gonna wait, see if Julie's got some bearings. Just one set of bearings that we can use to do all this protrusion checking. Oh, she got one. Okay.
Got a couple, some extra rod bolts and a fan bearing.
Nice. Yeah, that's the number 8 that didn't clean all the way up. She barred over it a couple of times. Let's check protrusion. 33. 33, that is freaking beautiful. We calculated pretty good then. Ought to run pretty decent at 33 and 20 recession on the valves. Okay, on the other side we're at 33. 0, 10, 20, 30. I mean, you can call it pretty solid, 33. Let's pull this back out now and let's go machine a bushing, because we are going to be changing the connecting rod length to whatever number we want it to be, which is equivalent to blueprinting. So we're blueprinting connecting rods. That's what we're gonna be doing, and we're double checking right now.
We left in the old bushing.
And then we try to figure out how to lock it, so we just magnetized it right now.
Yeah, we had those magnetic.
It could fly everywhere. This could turn a disaster. Oh. It's moving. Yeah, it's not strong enough. Crap. All right, that didn't work.
Okay, we switched around our magnets because this one's kind of curved on the bottom and that one's flat.
Let's see if it moves. Oh. Uh-oh.
And there she
Yeah, I could have went a lot slower, or a lot more speed and slower plunge down into it. The cutter hit where the guide is, so we go ahead and send the plunge cutter down a little bit, down in that guide right there to give us a little more clearance, kind of make an intake pocket, kind of right there for the cutter to go in. If I do this with this measurement, it's going to be a lot longer. So move over to the next holes, because we did quite a few different variations when I was over at Jay's using the mill. That is not touching the end. This is a number 7 rod. This is not the one I cut. The one I cut is right here. Now this is giving us a pretty good idea for rod length. Even just by the eye, the gap right there and the gap right there looks more tolerable.
We can't do number 7 because we haven't measured it to know what the length is. So we need to go test it.
I was about to cut it right now. Didn't cut it. Thank God. But I need to cut 200 thousandths with this. Plunge cut it into the hole that we're going to do. And then I'm going to have to take my freaking bolt out. I had to, remember I had to self-tap that out of there. Just hog that out. See how it sticks below the triangle right there? I need to clearance that so that when I'm cutting this bushing out, it'll let me go all the way, right? It only let me cut it halfway. So we can combat that by recessing it down underneath where it's cutting. Oh, that's so primitive. We're just testing for length now. Yeah, we've got to get a better way to center it because I'm not getting it centered. Let's figure this crap out. Okay, here's the cut that we just did, the one on this side. Didn't touch anything there, so this is gonna make it shorter. How much shorter? It's like quite a bit to me, actually.
Okay, even a different hole.
All right, where are we cutting?
Looks like this corner over here. We sharpied it blue so we can see.
It's about to hit the magnet block.
Oh, hit the magnet. Oh, and maybe some of the bottom. Yep, that side.
Okay, so that made it longer too. We broke it. I put in one of the other rods, just another one to check length because I have one other hole right there. Those holes we have not done yet. And yeah, the magnets bit me. I guess I wasn't paying enough attention. But it broke the bottom off and it broke that cutter. That's that triangle cutter right there, remnants of it. At least we had another one. We got to set this up again for a new cutter. This is a two-handed deal. The pin measures 13385. We should be cutting about 2.5 thousandths out with that machine over there. So it should be pretty quick. We're not going to be over there very freaking long if we do this right. And we got a different cutter now because this cutter, Julie got the book out and was actually reading about them. We got 212 and we got 211, and supposedly 212 is for long boring and it allows a smoother surface. We'll see. Nothing says anything about cutting bushings. I mean, nobody would cut, connecting rod bushings using a guided seat machine. No, nobody does that.
All right, let's see if it cuts or if we destroy another bit.
I don't think it's gonna touch it. Remember, I'm 2,000 smaller.
Oh, you're gonna touch the block.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Did I already hit it? Oh. This thing is eating my lunch. I need to make sure that these pilots are square with the deck. Otherwise, we're in the same boat that we were in, owning them crooked. We'll be boring it crooked if they're not square. We'll see how our length is if I can see down. Oh, look down in there.
Yeah, you can see down there.
If this goes down and goes in, okay, that's very promising. That I can't move that at all.
But we still don't have a good way to hold the rod.
That's actually where I was sitting here debating on using surfacing tools. That's where I'm at this second in time using mounts to tamp things. I've already pressed all the bushings out. These must already be tested. Granted, they're all dirty, but I've already pressed the bushings out, all of them. So I'm just gonna grab this one. It's a brand new bushing. It's even already got the hole drilled in it, doesn't it? Nope, but it's got the hole in the rod. And I'm not going to sand the edges off. We sand the edges off. That's how we do that. I'm not going to do that until we bore it out. That way it'll be thinner. We won't have that so much to sand off of the edges, off of that. I just need to put it together. I need to go through it again so that I can have it in my mind. See how that pilots? That is freaking beautiful. Okay, this, when I put the cutter in, this is actually 2 thousandths smaller according to, you know, my size. If I stay up high, it clears, like right there. I'm spinning, I'm not touching. I get further down than I touch. And I go halfway, so either that bushing, that one is a little messed up, or my pilot is not square with the deck. And so, I mean, that would have to be, that would mean that I drilled all those crooked. Oh, I don't know. I mean, this is killing it. So I think I'm just gonna take this off and I'm gonna go ahead and cut in another rod. So this one, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on with a new bushing. This has to come out. Okay, pull that out, drop that in there. That should drop in very tight. I think I need that side down, yeah, right there. Okay, as of right now, that cures our movement. As long as this one right here is actually pushing, I'm gonna spend another second on that. I'd like to, I don't know, I wonder if we've got a way that I can push on that. I'd like to apply pressure like over here. That way when I take that off, I want it to be like, maybe I don't need it to be, I don't know. Because that actually works really great. The rod should not move, and we're gonna test this one. This is not even from this engine. I'm worried about it being crooked right now. This will be easy to replicate if I did screw up those guides for square off of it, off the deck. We just gotta figure this crap out. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna go with that. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. I gotta use this real quick before I do anything, remember, to cut the bottom out down there. The damn snout of the cutter fits down in it. I just need to cut 200 thousandths out. Let's go 100. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Woo! You about saw that in real time, didn't you?
Just about.
Okay, I got that bolt in there because I couldn't find a set screw. And I don't really need that once the bore is started. I can just kind of wing it, take that bolt out and let it just, go. I need to find a set screw. The pilot's wobbling. Do you think it'll cut without the pilot? I don't know if it'll cut without the pilot. I think it'll stay in there or get bound up. You want to just go for it? Good.
Saw it here first, guys.
Wonder what it'll do. Let's just go. Okay, where are we at? We're at 657. Let's go down. We said we needed about 200 thousandths. We're at 13, 14. I've never done this before. I've never used this cutter to just hog a hole down in something. 40, 42. Let's take that pilot out. Let's just take it out. Okay, I don't know. I've never ran it without a pilot. Let's see what happens. 100, 109, 112, 117, 125, 137, 128. It's like on Armageddon when it made it. You made it.
Didn't cut that.
Sure didn't, huh? See how well this guy works. No, it's not getting it all. You could probably just honestly break it all.
Oh, here, hey. Fancy little brush. Okay.
See how this pilot goes in now. Oh, okay. Push that over there, tighten the bottom nut, and push this back. Just snug. Back down in we go. Best of luck to us, huh?
Yep.
I mean, Yeah, let's do it.
Old rod, new bushing.
So I'll lift this up. It's kind of bound up. Okay, I'm not sure what speed to go at. I don't think that's fast enough.
Oh goodness. If that crashes, it's gonna hurt.
I haven't zeroed it or nothing. Maybe I'll go to there real quick. Okay, we're cutting. Anything moving? I mean, I don't know how slow I ought to go, because the slower I go, the better finish we'll get. But we are taking it over to the home, so maybe I need to just slow the hell down. Oh, that's too slow. Now the question, hang on, let's, is that going to clear the cutter?
Very good question.
It looks like it's about to hit right now. Is it gonna clear? Oh, no, it's hit right there.
It looks like it was cut in a perfect circle though.
Shot back.
This table is a disaster.
What is that line right there? Is that where I change speeds?
I think so.
That's kind of crazy that it do that. It was cutting it good. No, it's out of both ranges. Still ain't even within range yet. But it's too big. At least it's still too big.
Still too big.
I got 2,000, so we're going within 2. Honing that out, I mean, that all those chips take a long time. You see all those I've shot backed up? That's what we would have been honing out. You know, I guess we could. You know how you check a level? You flip a level the opposite way, and if it reads the same, then you're good. So how about this, in theory, should work? Be able to flip it over and cut this next one. And, which actually this one goes better, I think. Let's see. Got an attitude on both sides. I think it's here.
We haven't flipped one over yet. Little finesse. More frustration. There you go. More patience.
There. I don't know if that's still in the right spot, but I didn't loosen that. It probably is.
We're going with that? I mean, you don't
gamble and see.
check with our little doodad?
I don't know. That might be a little tight, actually. Oh. Okay, I want to put that in so it's. Not. Table tight. I just had this tight because I was adjusting. Oh. See, oh, damn it. -10, -5. Let's see how far off we went. It's that way. Yep.
What? I don't know what we were looking at.
This needs to be -10. Yeah, it wasn't even tight. I mean, thank God it's a rod that's nobody's. Well, ours.
Perfect.
Yeah, how about we tighten it down? I'm so focused on what we're doing here, I'm forgetting basic crap to keep it. I'm shit. We're -5 side to side. And -5, okay. All right, back to where we started. Let's tighten this down. Hope we can. Maybe I'm just gonna hold it like that. I don't want to put hardly any tension on it. Not a lot, it acts like it moves it.
Okay, here we go.
That's why it wouldn't go in. That's why it was like not like
Be a little weird.
Oh my God, wouldn't that suck if that was actually what made it level? Because it cut pretty good even though it was off.
Yeah.
But I had that up and it was following the pilot. With this thing clicked down, it stays square with the machine. It's going to keep it rigid. It's going to bind up if it senses any motion. When you lift it up, it pivots so that it follows that pilot. So we're relying on the pilot. You lock it down right here so it keeps it square with the machine. The machine is a straight edge now. You push it, get it down in there, and that ensures that the top of the machine sets up right where you need it to be in line square. And then we give it a little leeway by locking it, picking that up, and then going 250?
I don't know.
Okay, no. Okay, maybe 150. Okay, so I think safe to say we should not change RPM. Well, it doesn't even matter. We're honing this out, so it really doesn't matter. All we want to do is get the basic hole straight. I mean, granted, maybe as I do more, I'll go ahead and see what the limits are. I mean, this thing can go 300 RPM, 400 RPM, and then I'll just sink it down in there once I know how far. I probably want to put a stop down there on the pilot. Rather than drilling out down there, I should press a guide and leave it at the height so that the cutter clears. Right there on it.
Okay, so now the question is do we make it through to both sides or do we have a ridge in the middle?
We got a ridge in the middle.
Just barely. Okay, what do we got?
At least it didn't break through any brass anywhere. And we seem to be going, I mean, who knows, seem to be going straight. Uniform on both sides. Everything it cut out seems to be pretty uniform, like square, we'll say that. I mean, that's a lot of material that's not gonna have to be honed out on both sides of there. That means when we, I mean, even that, I'm okay with that because we'll bust that middle real fast and then we've got a whole bunch of material that's already cut that is gonna try to keep that honer square. You know, it's better than that. Better that than trying to cut all that material we just shaved out. I mean, all we're just trying to get the bore somewhat straight without having to stroke the rod hone all the damn time. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Okay, so at 3364, that's 1.3364. I'm 2 thousandths under the size of the wrist pin. So add 9/10 plus 2 thousandths, add 1 thousandths, add 3 thousandths to it. So if I cut it with this one, I abandoned this cutter. I cut it and you see that little lip right there? It was making contact right there, I think, right there. And obviously the cutter would not let it go all the way. So I have this cutter now. Look at that. It's flush going all the way up, so I should be able to put it in there and just bore that. And this one, bore this all the way down, I should be able to. All right, I got the new cutter in. Let's tap that down a little bit. Go in, I should have, my last measurement was 10 thousandths off. I was shorter, I was 10 thousandths.
Ooh.
What?
Looks like it's sticking out there kind of far.
Out there back that way?
No, the cutter. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Did you test
250
it?
or 150?
I don't know.
It's gonna be bigger. Please don't crash. Okay, this is within 3 thousandths of finished size. Hope it's tight. It should go way down too. I think I want to go slower.
Are you guys busy yet?
That's pretty nice. It's cutting a little more out of the back, which means it's going to make the rod just a frac, just a little shorter, but it's still cutting out of both the front and the back. Let's go to here. Let's do this.
Better up.
I'm only going slow because I really don't know if that top is going to hit either. It looks like it might. Okay, we're almost into the factory cut. Let's go back to 80.
Oh, it looks like it's fitting.
Like it's fitting?
No, like it's fitting.
Oh. I don't know if that back is going to fit, if it's going to clear that. The finger's going backwards.
It just has to cross the line so then we can still flip the rod.
Well, that'll tell us if it's level, I guess, huh? Oh, man, I don't know. I think it is going to clear. I think they're going to clear. I bet I can go all the way down to the freaking deck.
Okay, let's keep going. There's only one way to know for sure.
Go a little bit faster.
That's if it crashes good.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Although it won't matter how fast you're going, if it's going to crash, it's going to crash.
I just don't know if it's going to fit in the hole. How close is it? Oh, I'm still way above it. But not on the backside, I'm not. Back over there, it's a tapered rod. but it should be the same as the bushing.
Well, it looks like it's getting down there below it.
Is that clearing? That's what I want to know, is that corner right there. That corner, is that clearing that bushing? Man, it looks like it will. Let's go to...
Let's go find out.
I feel something.
Did we cut past this intersection?
Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe it felt. Ooh, that looks good. Did it knock the bushing out? Or did it take the joint? Wherever the joint is, it must have. Yeah. Just gonna see if we're clearing. Look at all the chips coming out that we're not gonna have to hone. I mean, there's a chance we're gonna come back when it's time to do these. I'll do them at like 200 RPM.
Especially ones that it looks like it fits.
It does fit. Oh, we're at the bottom. Maybe I ought to go down a little bit to clearance it.
Wow, looks good. I'm excited. Let's pull it out of there and look at it.
Got the whole thing in one shot, so that is freaking awesome. I'm very happy with it. I mean, oh yeah.
Okay.
I wonder how square it is too. It's just. Okay, so we got, yeah, it's right. It's pretty freaking close to what we said. So right there is interference. So we're, let's see, 2000s right there. 2000s interference. And so we take those two out and we want it to go to about right there. That's where we want it to be. We want to be 1,000s clearance. Right now we're 1.5 thousandths, 2 thousandths interference. So that is exactly freaking perfect. So we got to put it on here. If I remember how to do it, put it on there, and we got to take 3 thousandths out just like that, rather than all that material you just watched us machine out. Because taking all that material out, it's just too freaking much. It's too much.
This should just be a couple swipes and we're good.
Maybe. I mean, maybe I ought to go even closer.
No, I don't know. Now we'll have to
This isn't even
try
ours.
it on number 8 tomorrow, I guess.
Let's go ahead and make this size. You want to? Do I
You
need
got
to
your
wear
gloves?
Gloves?
Probably.
I haven't turned
have-
this on in a good long time. Let's see if I remember how to do it. We turn.
Let's let him remember, guys.
Shut it off. Okay, so put my foot on the pedal and let's get it tight. Back a little. That's promising. That turned on.
Coolant. Make sure the hoses are pointed away from us.
right, here we go.
So we have to watch that cage go. Nasty thing.
One.
This is bad.
Okay. Gotta get a feel for this again. This is not one of the rods off the job. This is just another rod.
Or do we need to turn the knob and back to 0 or?
Yeah, I need to do it when it's...
I'll do it.
Okay, just a fraction more. Let's just... This is... Yeah, I like this. This is how much I wanted to use it.
Yeah, not stand there and do a rod for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I want to... I would imagine that it'd only take... Well, this long. One. Just a fraction more. Just a hair. I don't like one. I want to go.
So you want to dial it?
No, no, no.
No?
No. There you go. A couple tenths over one. Yeah, I like that. That is freaking... That's good. Okay, so... Now the question is it square? Is it square with the plane of the rod, with the side of the rod? I know it's oily and greasy and we didn't drill a hole in it. And it's the finished size now. Grab me a drill bit. Let's drill a hole in it and I can touch off again real quick before I clean it because I want to go and put the hole in.
Okay.
I am going to go ahead and drill this hole. Actually, Cody made a fixture for it, but this one already has the hole drilled in the rod, so I'm just going to drill through the bushing real quick. That way I can touch off again while we're here. I mean, I can afford a couple tenths, and this rod seriously might get used in something.